Want a slice? I roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life, sacrifice, so pay the price. One slice.
What's up?
All my life I've been grinding all my life. I'm married to this guy. That's who I made my wife. Said I die alone. I told that you probably right. I mean that's for sure.
Yeah, we got a crew in here. So we're gonna give it a couple minutes. Make sure don't get a few more people joining us. So just hang out for a minute here. Enjoy the Nipsey.
Mike like Will, 96 Impala, thug like on wheels. Up against the wall, squabble at Fox Hills. Like a boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street, touching their first meal. All my life, size. Running all my life.
D-Dub. What's up, bro? What's up, Karen? Good to see y'all in here.
Yo, what's up?
Ooh. Just hanging out for a second right here because I got more people joining in. It's about to be a big old nutrition class. That's why I like to see y'all. Slowed down. All right. Everybody doing good this evening. What I'm going to ask is that we stay on mute until you have a question and unmute yourself so that we don't have too much background noise going on and everybody can stay focused with us here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to tell y'all about what the whole lesson plan is going to be. And then if you have any questions, we're going to open up a Q&A real early on here. All right, so we're going to be talking about organizing macronutrients. So your macronutrients come from calories, all right? They make up calories. So we're going to be talking about how to take those macronutrients, break them down into a meal and know which of those are in a meal and then how many of each of your macros you need in a meal. So before we dig in here, does anybody have any general nutrition, diet, food questions, anything? No? I feel y'all. No questions. I'll just get to teaching. It's all good. Hey, I see it. Looking good. All right, y'all. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second here. I seen this meme that was like, can everybody see my screen? That's been our past 4 months. All right, you guys, here we go. So first we're gonna recap. We're gonna make sure that everybody understands how they can calculate how many calories they need per day. All right, again, if you need me to stop and answer a question, just unmute yourself and chime right in. So your calorie range for your day, there's a lot of factors that go into deciding how many calories you're going to eat each day. So with our workout program here, we cannot do extremely low calorie plans, right? Because y'all know we are doing high intensity workouts. Throughout that, I want to say that under eating, AKA over dieting, paired with overtraining, whether that be too often, too hard, too long of a period for each workout, those two things combine to keep people from getting the results that they want. That is probably the number 1 and 2 combination right there of why people don't get results. Matter of fact, I said that to somebody yesterday. didn't I? Yep, she's in the room right now. So, what we're gonna do here, so I got another person joining in. Let me get them in here. All right. We with it. Good deal. What's up, Sheikah? Good to see you. So, you're gonna take your goal weight, what you want to weigh, all right? And that is up to you to decide. Nobody else can tell you that at all. We can know if our weight is unhealthy, but your goal weight, you need to figure that out. You're gonna multiply that by something between 8 and 20. All right, now don't just pick a number. We're not just gonna say, oh, I like the number 13. Goal weight times 13, all right? Don't work like that. So there's the rules of this. So if you are wanting weight loss, the numbers for weight loss are anywhere from 8 to 11. All right. So if you wanted to lose weight very, very fast, you would take your goal weight. If you want to weigh 150 pounds, you multiply that times 8. All right, what's that real quick? 1,200 or so. And then you need 1,200 calories a day. All right. However, I would say if the lower your number is here that you're multiplying by, if you're going by 8 or 9, you cannot do that for a long time. It's not sustainable. That's important to understand. The higher the number is, the longer your body can take it because you're creating less of a deficit. It's actually getting the nutrients it needs to function at a high level. So when you get up into that like 11, 12, 13, that's your maintenance range, all right? Maintenance calories, you can stay on that calorie range forever, but might not. At that point, if you're on maintenance calories, you're gonna have to exercise yourself into results for weight loss. Is everybody with me so far? Let me get a thumbs up. All right, good deal. Everybody I can see, appreciate y'all. Now, if you are somebody who's looking to make muscle gains like Chris right now, I know you go through phases where you get leaned out and then you're trying to get swole, right? For those times when you're trying to get swelled up, you want to take your goal weight and multiply it times something between more like 14 to 20. All right, and obviously the higher that number is, the more calories you're gonna get, the more as you lift your weights, you pump your muscles up, you're going to be able to feed those muscles so that they can grow as they heal. All right. Does anybody want any direction on what they should be choosing to establish their calorie intake? Does everybody have their number in mind? Again, give me a thumbs up if you know which number you're choosing. All right, so do the math real quick. Figure out how many calories you need per day. We're gonna do this right now. We're not just gonna listen to me talk about it. We're gonna figure out exactly what you need to be doing. We're gonna plan it. And we're gonna talk about what food you can eat and all that good stuff.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
So right now I don't have a goal number. Like I used to be so stuck on numbers, and then when I hit that goal weight, I didn't look the way I wanted to. So I got off of like the scale and just kind of focused on measurements. So
Yeah.
What would be your advice for me?
Okay. No, and I like the way you're thinking too, because that's kind of how I see it. I prefer that lifestyle a lot more. It's a lot more mentally healthy, but we do still like numbers are still part of the game. So what I would say is take where you're at. If you think you want to lose 10 or 20 more pounds, use that as a start. All right, this is going to get adjusted down the road. You know, if you think you want to lose 20 or 30 pounds, give yourself an idea. And then just for the sake of getting these numbers to have as a tool, if you lose 20 pounds and you're like, I'm not done yet, we can readjust and go through and redo these equations again.
Cool. Okay.
Perfect. All right, we're gonna move forward. All right. So, sorry here, you guys gotta rearrange where I can see everybody. This is how we're gonna break down those calories, okay? Don't do any math yet, but there are federal recommendations for this from the FDA, and they know what is healthy and what isn't, all right? They've gotten with a team of scientists way back in the day. We've established these boundaries. These are some percentages that is gonna put us in a zone where we know we're getting the appropriate amount of each nutrient for our body to to work properly and optimize for energy, for performance, and for results. All right, now there are rules, again, within these numbers that I got you on. All right, so what's important to know before we move on here is that the process called homeostasis right here. That process is going to constantly try to keep your body from changing. So once we do these numbers, just like I was just telling Takia right there, it's going to be a month or two from now, your body's going to stop seeing results on these calories, on these macro breakdowns. So we're going to have to constantly, every 4 to 8 weeks or so, maybe even up to 3 months, 12 weeks in it, we can get some results, but eventually it's going to have to change. All right, so let me go back here actually. If you spend, let's say, a month trying to lose weight rapidly, and that stops working, part of dieting isn't always going rapid weight loss, rapid weight loss, rapid weight loss. Hey, rapid weight loss, all right? Look, we can't do that all the time. Your body just won't have it because of homeostasis. So once rapid weight loss stops working, we go into an investment period. All right, this is long-term talk here. So then we go from rapid weight loss, then we go into maintenance mode for 4 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. We'll invest. Then we'll go into a slow muscle gain period for 2 to 4 weeks. What that's going to do is it's going to shock that homeostasis, and it's going to invest in your metabolism. So that because you're eating more calories, your body's like, oh, okay, you're giving me all these calories. I can now burn more calories, right? It's like if somebody gave you a bunch of money, you're like, oh, okay, I can go on a shopping spree now. I can spend the money, all right? So because your body's able to burn more calories, we've invested, we've got ourselves up there. Then you can start to cut the calories back down from the muscle gains into the maintenance, into the steady weight loss. And then eventually, over a couple months' time, you can end up back in that rapid weight loss zone again, and it starts working again. You can ride that out for a little while, and then eventually homeostasis is going to get you. All right, you will plateau. It happens. When it does, don't just sit there and not make any moves. Work your way back up. Work your way back up as long as you can take it. And if you start seeing it, you got to do it slowly. You can't just add 600 calories a day right off the bat. You got to start saying, okay, I'm at 1,200 calories right now. I'm going to start eating 1,400 calories a day for 2 weeks. And then I'm going 1,600 for 2 weeks. Then I'm going 1,800 for 2 weeks. You do that, and then you notice, okay, my metabolism, I'm hungry now, I'm feeling it. Then you start cut back down, 16, 14, 12. Back time you get back to that 14, 1,200, man, results are going to be flying, y'all. All right, this is how we get long-term results. This is how we get to your end goal, that after picture. All right, it's not just going to happen through one dieting process. It's going to be a phase here. All right, so now that we covered that, let me get back on track. Does anybody have any questions at this point? Y'all good? That's what I like to see. Okay, so we're gonna decide on what your percentages are here. So this is where, again, I want you to take some notes. You gotta make some decisions here. So our carbohydrates, we need to be between 45 and 60% of our total calories. So the carbohydrates, the more active you are and the more muscle mass you have, the more carbohydrates you need. All right, now the FDA's recommendation is 45 to 60% of your total calories. Now I will say there are some cases where I will recommend as low as 35% here. All right, the only reasons that I would do that is if someone is not exercising, or if your exercising is limited to like literally just kind of walking, and if you have a very low amount of muscle mass. All right, if you know that you don't have a lot of muscle, you don't need that many carbohydrates. So we need to decide right now, base yourself, how active are you on a scale from 1 to 10? And then how much muscle do you have on a scale from SpongeBob to Arnold Schwarzenegger? All right, those are relevant, right? Yeah, everybody knows about SpongeBob. You got the noodle on. So if you're ripped, if you got muscle and you're really active, I want you eating 50 to 60% of your calories coming from carbohydrates. All right. If you work out and you're like, okay, I'm a little strong, I'm not like buff, but I got a little muscle, and I work out a few days a week, you're probably going to need between that 40 to 50%. All right. If you don't have much muscle at all, You're not very active. 35, 40% tops. That's for carbohydrates. Take that note and do the math. All right, right now, find out how many calories from carbs you need per day. So if you're on a 1,500 calorie diet, I'm gonna do the math here for you. If you're on a 1,500 calorie diet and you need a 40% carbs, you're gonna take 1,500 times 0.4, you're gonna have 600 calories from carbohydrates, all right? Now, one carbohydrate is 4 calories. So we're gonna divide that number by 4, and you're gonna be eating 150 carbohydrates per day. All right, everybody with me? Anybody got questions about that? Chime in. All right.
Wait, so how many carbs did you just say? Because I did 1,700 and I did like 40% carbs. I got 680. Is that too many carbs?
That's how many calories from carbs. Now divide that by 4.
Okay. Okay. That's where I got. Sorry.
170. 170 sounds like a lot better amount of carbs than 680, right?
I was like 680. Whoa, wait. I don't want to eat that many carbs.
At one time, I was eating 680 carbs a day. But that's whenever I was bodybuilding and I was like lifting weights for 2 hours a day and I was all swollen up and everything. So not you though, all right? Not any of us. All right, now, after that, we're gonna go into our fat intake. Fat intake works similarly. Fat and carbohydrates combine to give you energy, all right? They work together. So we need to consider that if you went really high on your carb scale, if you're eating 60% of your calories from carbs, we cannot eat a ton of fats because there'll be too much energy. What happens when we have too much energy is your body goes, hey, we don't need all that energy. I'm gonna take a little bit of that and I'm gonna turn it into some fat for potential energy for later. All right, well, that's the opposite of what we're trying to do. So we need to find that balance here and decide how many grams of fat, what percentage of fat you need. All right, that's up to you to decide right now. If you went 35 to 40% on carbs, I would do 30 to 35% on fat. If you went 40 to 50% on carbs, maybe you're 25 to 30% on fat. If you went 50 to 60% on carbs, you would probably only be doing 20% on fats. All right, make your decision right now, and let's do the equation again. Take your calories. Kim, I'm gonna do you as an example here since you spoke up for me. I appreciate that. 1,700. Kim, what is your percentage you're choosing?
I did 40% carbs and 40% fat.
40% is too high. We need to be between 20 and 35%.
Okay, so for fat?
You're doing 40%, 25 to 30% would be a good fat intake option.
20, okay, so 25.
25, all right, so we're going 1,700 times 0.25 for 25%. So you're gonna eat 425 calories from fat. All right, everybody should end up with a 3-digit number. Now, 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. So we gotta divide this by 9. You will be eating 47 grams of fat per day. All right.
Okay.
Now, protein gets the remainder of the calories. So Kim, can you remind me? Let's see. What was that? What was the number we just came up with?
I was at 1,700, and then I did 40 carbs and 25 fat.
25. Let's see, and then 680. So we got to take those 2 3-digit numbers. You got your calories from carbs, calories from fat. You're gonna add those together. So 425 plus 680 for you, Kim.
Yeah.
1105. We're gonna subtract that from our calorie intake. So 1,700 for you, Kim, minus 1105. That leaves us with almost 600 calories for protein.
Okay.
Now, 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. So again, we're gonna divide that by 4. You're gonna need 149 grams of protein per day. All right, so let me hang tight with me 1 second here, you guys. Gotta switch over to my Microsoft Word. So Kim, you were at 49 grams of fat. Oh, my number is not working. Grams of fat. What was your carb count?
My
17?
carb, 680 calories from carbs,
Okay, so 170 grams,
170 grams. Yeah.
49 grams of protein. All right, so this is how you write your macronutrients right here. All right, 49, 170, 149. This is how you all probably seen meal plans come from me before with those numbers like that. That's what we're referring to. All right, so that's the start of it. Anybody got questions? We good? All right, so.
Wait, why was mine the first number 49? Was that 149 or 49?
49 is your grams of fat.
Oh, okay. I wrote it down as 47. Okay, my bad. All right, sorry. I was trying to.
47. I think I was just trying to go off my head.
No, yeah, you're right. I was just trying to go by my notes. All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem. All right, now, organizing nutrients by meal. These are just some general pieces of information that are good to know, okay? Your body needs 10 grams of fat from food to lubricate the cells so it can absorb the other nutrients. All right, so if my bottle right now is a cell in your body, in order for you to burn fat and build muscle, this cell has to work. All the trillions of cells have to work in unison. Now, I need protein and carbs to get inside of this bottle so that all the things inside of that cell can work and burn that energy off. But what the fat is doing, that 10 grams of fat is going to lubricate the cell. That's the same thing as me going and opening that up so that the carbs and the protein can get in there. All right, if you don't have the fat, nothing can get in. That cell can do nothing. It's going to die. All right, y'all know I'm dramatic. Got to make my point here. All right, got to have your fat in each meal. All right, your body is going to use 10 to 20 grams of glucose per hour. All right, and that's without working out. So if you think about that, a gram of glucose is a carbohydrate. So you got to be thinking about how many hours you're going to go without eating. If my next meal is 4 hours away, I'm going to use 40 to 80 grams of glucose. I got to have some carbs to support me. All right, so if you're already thinking like I'm not eating carbs at all, you got to get that out of your head because your body is using it. All right, carbohydrates need what's called a branched chain amino acid. Everybody heard of that before, BCA? They are found in proteins. All right, again, I'm all about my metaphors here. If this whole keychain is a protein, each one of my keys is a different amino acid. And they come together and they make this chain of amino acids that creates the protein. All right. My protein is going to help break down the carbohydrate so it can get into the cell. If the carbohydrate doesn't go into the cell, you're tired and your body won't let you lose weight. So we need fats to let that carb get in this cell, and we need proteins to let that carbohydrate get in this cell. So knowing that, what's one thing that we know we should not be doing? We should not be eating carbohydrates by themselves. They cannot go into that cell. They cannot get used as energy. They will turn to fat. All right. When you go to the movies and you eat a big old bowl of popcorn by itself, that's turning into fat. All right. What you need to do is you need to drink yourself a protein shake before you go into the movie, and then you eat your popcorn, and then that carbohydrate will literally absorb in your liver, and then you can use that energy. Then you've got a lot better chance, depending on how much popcorn you eat, of course, but you got a lot better chance of using that. All right. One more little thing here. Your liver, it can store 80 to 100 grams of glycogen before it's full. All right, and your liver, y'all know me, I got my fanny pack. Your liver is honestly about this size. All right, and I'm taking carbs. Let's see what else I got in here. All right, I'm taking carbs. I can put carbs in my liver. But eventually my liver is full. I can't get no other carbs in there. All right. At that point, if your liver is full and you don't exercise, if you exercise, then you're going to take those carbs out. All right, you're going to use them. But if your liver is full and you don't exercise and you eat more carbs, you don't stand a chance. It's going straight to fat. Everybody with me? Thumbs up. All right. Anybody have any questions about all that? That's just useful information. We're getting ready to get into the real deal.
So, Greg, what
Yes, ma'am.
is a fatty liver?
Say it again
So,
for
like,
me.
what does that mean? A fatty liver? So, like, after I had Thomas, I had issues with a fatty liver. What, I mean, as far as that goes, you know anything about that?
I don't want to, I've got some thoughts, but I've got disconnected thoughts. Let's talk after this. And I might even, that's something that we might need to make a video for so everybody can know that, because that's definitely within this conversation. I just don't want to say having all the right answers.
Okay.
All right. But that's good for me to know too, because that's something that your liver is going to operate differently. It might not hold 80 to 100 grams of glycogen. Your overall carbohydrate count might need to be a little bit lower because of something like that. And I can say that confidently, but figuring out exactly how much, we'll have to wait on that answer.
Well, that was something I was going to talk to you about anyway, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll figure those carbs out. All right, here comes the real deal. We know how many grams of fat we need per day. We know how many grams of carbohydrates and how many grams of protein. Now, in a perfect world, you would eat all of your meals perfectly balanced. So if you had 50 grams of fat and you're going to eat 5 meals in each day, each meal would get 10 grams. All right, that's in a perfect world, and it doesn't always happen that way. But that's where meal planning and prepping comes into play. We need to try to get as close to balanced as we can. What I've done here is I've got a sample meal plan that I actually used with the client. And I'm going to be showing you all what your blood sugar does while you eat these meals. All right. What you need to know is that on this blood sugar chart here, between 72 and 110 milligrams per deciliter is your healthy blood sugar. All right. We want our blood sugar to wave through those lines. If you cross below this line here and you go into this zone down here, your body will stop burning fat for 12 to 24 hours. You will have to restabilize before it can burn fat again, all right? Your bank account, you got money in it, you know, you're riding that money wave, and then, oh, something have bill come out, you ain't got no money. You gotta wait until you get paid again. You gotta get money back in your account before you can spend money again. So that's how your body treats the blood sugar in relation to burning fat. If you're low on blood sugar, you're broke. It's not gonna burn fat, all right? So we gotta be eating regularly, stabilize that blood sugar. Now, if you eat too much at one time and you go above 110 milligrams per deciliter, you get a sugar spike. That's when your body is going to be pumping calories, carbohydrates back into that liver. All right, we don't want that. We want that liver to stay empty. When that liver is empty, we're burning fat easy. All right. So for this scenario, somebody's going to do a 6 a.m. workout. You could shift that workout anywhere in the day. All this stuff would still make sense, okay? So they wake up 4:45 a.m. They had a Pure Pro bar. All right, if you don't know what a Pure Pro bar is, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna pop back over here. This is something that you all just need to have in your arsenal here. All right, these little protein bars here, they are delicious. Pure protein. All right, those cake, I eat these cake ones every week. All right, so let's see. Sorry, all my calendar's messing me up. All right, because we eat that bar right here, we get a hit of blood sugar. Y'all with me? Y'all see my screen still? Did y'all see the protein bar?
No.
Pure Pro Bar. I'm sorry, I forgot I didn't unshare my screen. All right, Pure Pro Bar right here. So y'all gotta speak up, let me know. I can't see it, man. All right, Pure Pro Bar. Those are at Kroger, they're like $1 a piece. They're delicious. They're a perfect snack for almost everyone.
Except for vegetarians, though.
Except for, I'm feeling it too, man. I know. Yeah, it does have the whey protein in there. If you have any good vegetarian bars, by the way, fill me in, bro, because I'm needing it.
I go with Vega. Anything
yeah.
Vega.
I've tried them. They're all right, but I get tired. I need an arsenal.
I feel you.
We get together. All right, back on here.
I can hook you up.
Okay, I appreciate you, Kenny. So because we ate that Pure Pro bar, the blood sugar would increase. Our blood stream would absorb those nutrients. We would get a hit of blood sugar. All right, start the workout at 5:30 a.m. right there. Now, during the workout, we stay in the fat burning zone 80% of the workout. So part of this is you have to manage during your workout. Everybody's heard this conversation. You have to do the proper intensity so that you don't crush your blood sugar. But if you do it right, your blood sugar just drops a little bit because of that workout, and you're still in the healthy range. You burned a ton of fat. You're doing all the right things so far. All right. Now, if we don't eat, that line will continue to drop, and then about an hour later, you would go into a low blood sugar zone, right? So we gotta get some food back in our stomach so we can keep that from happening because we're in a downward spiral here. So breakfast, 7:15, 45 minutes later, 1 whole egg, 3 extra egg whites, 2 strips of turkey bacon, and 2 slices of bread. All right. If you don't know what to eat for breakfast, that's a perfect solution for you right there. All right. That meal is 360 calories. It has 10 grams of fat. Somebody volunteer and tell me why we need that 10 grams of fat.
To process the carbs?
Is it for energy?
Yeah, y'all is listening. Okay, to process the carbs, you gotta have, yes, and for the energy. If you want the carbohydrate to get in a cell for you to have energy for this blood sugar to stay in this zone, that fat's gotta pop that top, right? Now the carb can go in. So those 40 carbohydrates right there, check this out. Boom. We can absorb those now. We get that blood sugar. We ate the meal. So over the next 30, 40 minutes, our body absorbs that energy. We now feel good. We're like, man, I feel great. I'm ready to kill my day now. It's 8 a.m. It's 8:30 a.m. I'm feeling awesome. I'm getting results too. All right. Over time, by the way, hold on, these egg whites, the turkey bacon, it also has 29 grams of protein, which is a big part of those carbohydrates getting broken down. All right. So for instance, I can't fit this inside the bottle. All right. But if we break down, if that amino acid's available and it breaks it down into a smaller carb, I'm not going to drop my key into the bottle for real, but that can fit in there, right? That's what the protein does, is it helps get the carb from here to here so your body can actually use it. I'll put that back on later. All right, over time, your body is going to use those nutrients. Blood sugar will start to drop off, all right? 2 or 3 hours later, you've got to get some food in you before we cross that line. So, snack, 10 a.m., 1 banana and 1 scoop of protein in a shake. You eat that right here. Because you eat that, you get a little bump of blood sugar. You're feeling good again. All right. Now, you'll notice this does not have 10 grams of fat, right? Can anybody tell me why it's okay that this snack does not have 10 full grams of fat in it? What you thinking, cap on? Wrong answers are okay too.
Is it because you're not in the fat burning zone, or?
Is it because you're, oh.
Hang tight for me, John. What'd you say?
I said because you're going to make up for it later.
Partially right. Yes, you're on the right track. I'm going to play off of what you just said. You're going to make up for it later, or we already had some fat in our system. If you look, 3 hours ago, we had 10 grams of fat. That 10 grams of fat, it doesn't just, your cell, that meal doesn't just pop that cat back on. That stays open for about 12 hours. All right, so we don't always have to shove 10 grams of fat right back on it. All right, otherwise, we be going over our fat limits for the day. Or, yeah, you'll see the next meal will probably have a little bit more than 3 grams of fat because we got to keep a nice little wave of that coming in too. All right, so is everybody with me right now that snack at 10 a.m. caused this little flex of blood sugar that kept us from going out of the zone? Okay, appreciate that thumbs up. So, the blood sugar starts going down again. 2 hours later, lunch, a salad, unlimited veggies. All right, veggies have all the micronutrients. That's going to help your immune system, and that's going to help your energy levels. That's going to help your muscle bone regeneration. It's really good for you to get those micronutrients in, but they don't have a lot of calories at all. So as many veggies as you want. Then 1 whole egg, 3 ounces of chicken, and then 2 tablespoons of low-fat ranch dressing, little cup of grapes on the side. That's a 315-calorie meal that has 13 grams of fat, 25 carbs, and 24 grams of protein. All right, so kind of what you said, John, we made up for it. We went a little bit over 10 right here. So we have this wave now. Between the past 3 meals, we have 13, 16, 26 grams of fat out of 3 meals. That's right about at 10 grams per meal. We're averaging, all right? We couldn't go 3 or 4 meals without that fat, but as long as it has that like every other meal wave, you're good. Now, can anybody tell me why we only have 25 carbs here? We had 40 here. Why did we need 40 here and not 40 here?
Isn't it because you had the workout, so you needed more carbs?
Yeah. You got to work out. You're burning through carbs. Look, that's an aggressive downward slant. This is just kind of a casual, all right? If after a workout, your body is rolling, it's burning calories 3 times faster than whenever you're resting, all right? So we got to get more to account for kind of that momentum. Like if you're in your car and you're going 60 miles an hour and you shift into neutral, you're rolling. You're not giving it gas anymore, but you're still moving, right? That's your body after the workout. Not so much 4 or 5 hours later when you're not working out anymore. So we don't need quite as many carbohydrates. So we loaded up the carbs a little bit around the workout. Appreciate you for pointing that out. Now, because of that lunch, we ate the lunch here, right there. It's not so many carbs, you just get a little bump of blood sugar, all right? Notice the 40 carbohydrates created a way bigger bump in the blood sugar, but we don't need that right now because we're not active, all right? You eat, you get the blood sugar, time goes by, it burns off. So then we got a snack at 3 p.m., 25 almonds, 150 calories, 13 grams of fat, 6 carbs, 6 protein. All right, because you eat that, not very many carbs in there, you just get a little bump, but it keeps you from dropping lower, right? We're staying right in the middle of that zone. One more time, dinner, 5:30 p.m. Half a cup of couscous, half a cup of broccoli, 4 ounces of teriyaki shrimp. That's a 250 calorie meal, 6 grams of fat, 21 carbs, 28 protein. Because you eat that, get a little bump of blood sugar. A couple hours goes by before you're ready for bed, and take some time to eat it. This person will be going to bed around 8 or 9 p.m. because they wake up at 4:45 in the morning. All right. Now, when you're asleep, bed at 9, when you're asleep, your body does not burn calories nearly as fast. It will kind of maintain steady blood sugar as long as you went into your slumber with stable blood sugar. All right. If you do this, look at this. You're burning fat 24 hours a day. Okay. Even if you're burning fat slowly, you're burning fat 24 hours a day. All right. This is a 1,500 calorie meal plan. If you are eating anywhere around 1,500 calories, I'm gonna put this up to watch it later. You'll want this meal plan. If you need to get with me and ask if you can get the screenshot of this sent to you, I'll do that. Text me. All right, does anybody have any questions about this page? Okay, moving on here. So this is what it looked like on the entire day's breakdown. 1,485 calories, 51 fats, 139 carbs, 132 protein. Per meal, we broke it down, you can see the snacks are all around 150 to 200 calories. The meals were around 200 to 350, 250 to 350 calories, with our biggest meal being right after the workout. These are trends, y'all, trends. You gotta make trends within your diet plan. If you have no trends, you have no habit. Your body has nothing to get used to. It has no pattern to follow. So this is where I'm willing to talk with y'all one-on-one too. If you need help organizing this stuff, we gotta make sure that our protein is stable throughout the day. 20 grams, 29, 25, 24, 6, because we've already had over 100 grams, that's okay. I wouldn't wanna start the day with 6. That's okay there, 28. We're staying around that 25 grams of protein. Now carbs, 17, 40, 30, 25, 6, 21. You notice we're keeping it around that 20 to 25, except for that one post-workout meal. All right. Fats, 6, 10, 3, 13, 13, 6. It's hanging around 10. Trends. Consistency, stability. These are the words that, let me ask you this. If you follow financial trends of the rich and you have financial stability, you have financial consistency, you've been in a good place, right? You've been where you want in life. So apply the same thing to nutrition. You need this, the nutrition consistency, stabilization. That's what we're going for here. All right. So let's open up dialogue here. We got 15 minutes to talk. I want to hear a struggle that somebody's having and try to relate to what we talked about here. I'll tell y'all what my struggle is. Here's what my struggle is. Let me go back to my screen share for a second. I'll lead the way in the conversation. My struggle is I do good all through here. It's from here to here. I get busy. We're up here at Edgebody. From 4 o'clock till about 7:30, I get busy. If I forget to eat at 3:30, actually, let me, where can I draw? Where's draw? Design. Help me out here, you guys. Where am I at? How can I draw? Line maybe? Okay. Right here, if I eat this meal, if I don't eat this snack and then I go right into my work, here's what happens to me. By the time I get home, that's when I get home and I eat, but it's already too late. So I end up, next 12 hours, I'm not burning fat again until the next morning. I wake up in the morning, I got this annoying little extra hang on there that I can see in the mirror. I know it's there. I feel sluggish. My muscles are flat. I don't look in the mirror and see my bolder shoulders. I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, Greg, you waited too long to eat yesterday. All right. So that's where I personally struggle. I need to make sure that I'm on the schedule and prepare my snack for 3 p.m. All right. I did well today. I prepared. I had a protein bar, a Fit Crunch protein bar. All right. So I'm learning, and I'm still even 10 years into being a pro at this. I make those mistakes. Somebody else share with me what we struggle with.
My struggle is whenever, you know, the boo or anybody or when I'm with my family, they want to eat out and stuff like that. That's a struggle. Okay. Making the right choices or healthy choices when you're, you know, right at a restaurant or something.
I'm glad you brought that up. We could talk about eating out. All right. So your struggle would be, let's see, how do I delete that? I want that on. All right. So your struggle is actually family goes out to dinner, and instead of being this nice little curve here, you end up booming, right? Yeah, and that messes you up too. You're not burning fat until you get that glycogen back out of the liver. So here's what you can do. Number one, ask for a to-go box right off the bat. All right, most meals you'll find are somewhere right around 1,000 to 1,200 calories at restaurants. If you pack up half of it right off the bat, you're gonna stay in your calorie range a lot better. And then you got another meal to go to. You can eat the other meal tomorrow. That can be your dinner the next day. All right. Courtney practices that regularly. I'll tell y'all, that is one of her big things. When we go out to eat, I'm lucky enough where I'm not trying to lose weight and I can afford a few extra calories here and there. I plan out where I can eat the meal. She asks for it to go box right off the bat, packs half of it. Now, another useful tip in this scenario is anywhere you go, back in the kitchen, they're using oil, butter, and lard to cook your food. All right, I know lard sounds gross, but they put it on the grill or the griddle or whatever, and they use it just like butter. All right, now those three things are all 14 grams of fat per tablespoon. All right, one little bitty tablespoon, 14, that's more than one meal worth, right? And you know they're using like 5 or 6 tablespoons worth and then rubbing your steak around in it and pouring it over top of your potato. All right, so a lot of these meals, you go out, you're getting 50 or 60 grams of fat in a meal out at a restaurant. That's literally an entire day's worth. All right, so then you got to end up spending, you might burn 20 grams of fat in a workout. You got to go through 2 workouts and an entire 24-hour cycle of just living out your days before you get past that. That backtracks you 3 whole days. So here's what you do. They come up, they're like, hi, can I take your order? You're like, yeah, first I want to just ask, can I get my meal cooked with no butter, no oil, and no lard, please? I appreciate you. Boom, there's 300 calories saved every time. And Chris, like, you know, Rosemary, y'all picked up, at least y'all probably picked this up by now. First Watch is my spot. Y'all know I love my First Watch. I'm there like once or twice a week. That's pretty much the only place I eat out at.
I like that spot. That's a good spot, though.
It is. They know. Literally, they come to my table, every server in there, that they walk up, they're like, all right, no butter, no oil, what are you having today? They don't cook with lard there, but it's cool as hell because I've established that relationship with them because I've been so consistent with that. But that is, I will say that is one of the top 5 little tricks and tips that I use to stay trim. And I keep my 8-pack tight, you know what I'm saying? All right, thanks for sharing that, C-Dub, because I know everybody in here needed to hear that trick and tip. Anybody else have a struggle they'd like to share that may be knocking them?
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you.
Yeah. Who is that that said thanks, Takia?
Yeah, it was me because like I said, my family likes to go out a lot, and I like to eat, you know, good if I'm gonna pay for it. So, thank you for saying that.
No problem. Hey, doing those 2 things, I'm telling you, you can eat out once or twice a week, and it never make you backtrack. Ask for no butter, no oil. Put half of it in the box. Eat the other half tomorrow. Boom. Done, done. All right.
Wine is another issue for me, is drinking wine. Too much wine or alcohol.
Wine or alcohol. Boom, there's another one. Okay. I'm working on a nutrition class for alcohol. So let's see. Where can I go here? All right. Let's just talk about alcohol for a second openly. All right. Wine, what does that come from?
I would say fruit from berries.
Fruit. All right. And fruit is a sugar, carbohydrate. And when you ferment it, it creates the alcohol, right? So it's a fermented sugar. So what do we need? Your body, if you just drink that sugar, your body will not absorb that into your bloodstream and it will not burn it off. What do we need with that sugar to make sure that it can absorb? Anybody?
Protein.
Protein, my man Kenny. Yes, you need protein. So my friends make fun of me, and I used to get it a lot. Like when we was 21, 22 years old, you know, we go out down Barstown Road, we'd be hitting the bars up. They make fun of me because I'd be in the back seat with my protein shake. Literally, we were a mile away, and I'd be like chugging 2 scoops of protein because I was about to get loaded, y'all. I was about to drink. All right, all those carbohydrates, those sugars. Remember, I talked about your carbohydrate. Your protein is going to help break down that carbohydrate into the useful piece, so then your bloodstream can absorb that, and it turns into energy, rather than it going to your liver and storing as fat. All right, so what ends up being the product of this, I slam a protein shake, go drink, have a little bit of water in between, make sure that you don't lose your hydration level. Afterwards, eat a healthy meal. That's the hard part. Whenever you're feeling good and you're like, hey, you know what, pizza sounds good right now. Like, you got to stop that. All right, that is something that if you got to get past yourself on that one. But if you can find a good healthy meal, or even like, y'all know what, here's been my big one lately. If I drink protein pancakes when I get home from drinking, protein pancakes, and they got a plant-based one, Chris. I got to show you that one. I'll make a post about that soon, the plant-based protein pancake for you.
I appreciate that.
No problem. Do that with some sugar-free syrup. It'll absorb the alcohol. It'll help it digest. The proteins, the water will help it absorb. You wake up without a hangover. It's amazing. My friends would be pissed off at me. They would wake up, I feel like shit, and I'd be like, yeah, y'all want to joke on me for my protein shake, but what's good now? All right. So not only did I not have a hangover, but I'm usually the more energized. Everybody hits that crash about 1 a.m. from drinking. I was like, shoot, what are we doing now? What's up? Let's go. I felt great. All right. I enjoyed myself, and I didn't end up gaining weight from it. That's 3 benefits. Protein shake before, water during. Come on in. Shut the door behind you. Water during and after. You got to really slam that water before bed. Good healthy meal afterwards. You can enjoy yourself. I wouldn't do it all the time, but you know, here and there. We don't have to let that alcohol take us back. Great point. Anybody else? We talked about restaurants, we talked about alcohol. We got time for one more. This is where it's at.
Before bed, I like to snack.
Okay. Look, another good one, Elise. Thank you for bringing that up. So here's what I'm gonna do. Give me a second here. I gotta siphon through my documents to get to my snacks. All right, snacks, okay. Now full screen, screen share. Okay, can y'all see my screen? Good, okay. So before bed, here's what we don't need to do is take in a bunch of carbohydrates. All right, going back to our lesson plan here, the last thing we want to do is skyrocket those carbs, because then they're going to digest very slowly and you're going to spend all night up here in this zone. So if we eat right before bed, it's not the worst thing. Give me 1 second here. Where are my shapes? If we eat right here before bed, what we have to make sure of is that it's not going to give us a lot of sugar. We have to make sure that it's just a straight line. So we find snack options that have a good amount of protein, a good amount of fat, and a low carb. Edamame, fair. Not the perfect choice, but it's fair, right? 15 carbs, it's not 40. You have and that's a cup. Half a cup of edamame, look at that, 8 carbs, now we're talking. Half a cup of edamame is one option. Skinny pop, 6 fat, 9 carb, 2 protein. Not bad. Drink a half a scoop of protein shake with it. Add 12 grams of protein. Bag of Skinny Pop and a little protein shake. Right before, an hour before bed, you're already hungry. Not bad. All right. Me and Courtney do these things all the time, literally. All right. These are the options that we eat. This is the one. Before bed, turkey pepperonis, y'all. So much flavor. And look, 12 slices of pepperonis. I mean, that's 12 pepperonis. Like, that's satisfying. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're getting some good flavor out of that. 4 fat, 1 carb, 9 protein. Easy. Almonds.
Ah, I like those.
Yes, the flavored almonds. I was on the wasabi and soy last night. I ate about 20 of those last night and had half a protein shake.
That
Again,
habanero barbecue is my favorite.
I swear that one. Where's the sriracha? They got a sriracha one that
One's good too.
I like them all for real. I'm not gonna lie, but handful of almonds, half a protein shake, you're gold. Turkey and cheese roll up. All right, there we go. Another good one. Or have y'all seen the P3 packs?
I used to eat those before I was a vegetarian.
Yeah, exactly. I'm missing them too, but these P3 packs, these are an amazing snack in general, and especially before bed. You can see, look, it's a sunflower seed, beef jerky, and peanuts. It's low carb. It's got a moderate fat and a high protein. That's what we're looking for. All right, no more options. We got a couple more minutes here. I would not eat the low-cal ice cream because look, 56 carbs. It's about past that. Kodiak cakes. I told you after like as a meal, not bad, but as a snack right before bed, 30 carbs, I wouldn't go there. By the way, there's that syrup. This product was made for diabetics. It is a calorie-free syrup that actually tastes good. Walden Farms. It's in the pharmacy section at Kroger. All right, and I'm sure more places carry it, but it's over in the pharmacy section because it is made for diabetics. All right, Sour Patch Kids.
Order it on Amazon, Greg.
You ordered it on Amazon? I feel you. That's smart. You can order anything on Amazon. All right, Sour Patch grapes. 1 cup of grapes is 16 carbs. That's not bad. Again, you drop it down to half a cup of grapes is only 8 carbs. You can do that. If you don't know about Sour Patch grapes, look, rinse your grapes off, coat them in sugar-free Jell-O powder, and then freeze them. That's what that is. And it tastes like a Sour Patch Kid frozen. This got me off ice cream. I had an addiction to Ben & Jerry's. I was stuck between the American Dream and some, I can't remember the other flavor, but I had a pint of that in my freezer at all times, and I haven't had that this year. I haven't eaten that at all this year because of these. Eat the Sour Patch grapes before bed. Peanut butter celery, 8 fat, 6 carb, 4 protein. Boom. 6-inch celery stalk with just one, like a Hershey Kiss worth of peanut butter in there. Carb Master yogurts. There's another good one. Look, low carb, high protein. Turkey jerky, and Whole Foods has a vegan jerky now that is bomb. I just had it a couple nights ago. I told Courtney I wish I could buy it by the pound. It is that good. Smoothie has 25 carbs. I would not use it. These egg muffins. Put whatever you want in them. Look. For one muffin, 8 fat, 1 carb, 8 protein. 1 or 2 of those, little before bed snack, not bad. Hard-boiled eggs. There's those Pure Pro bars. That's kind of on the borderline. You know, 17 is, if you've been really active that day, you can have one of those before bed. These are my stuff right here, y'all. Bada bing, bada boom. They got a honey sriracha flavor too, and it's amazing. All right, these taste like crap. I would not buy them. All right, cheddar crisp. Here we go. Look, 7 fat, 9 carb, 10 protein for 6 pieces. And these pieces, it's a cracker. All right, those are crackers. They are almost too rich for me. All right, my mom loves them. But if you like cheese, they are cheesy. Those Harvest Snaps is another good one. You want to drink 22 pieces of these is 17 carbs, so maybe you do like 10 to 15 pieces and drink a little bit of a protein shake with it, something like that, or have a slice or 2 of turkey meat and eat about 15 of these before bed. Right on. All right, so At least that was a lot of options for you there. I hope that was good. And overall, this whole class has been fire to me, you guys. This is the good stuff. Here's what I want you to do is I want you to take your macros that you broke down today, and I want you to organize them by meal. What I mean by that is I want to see what your plan is. Like this. Hold on, let me share my screen with y'all. I thought I keep on going over like y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right, like this right here is your homework. I want you to create this for yourself with your calories. You're gonna have your daily calories at the bottom and your daily macros. And we did that together today. Then I want you to organize them and break them down between breakfast, lunch, dinner, your snacks. I wanna know how many calories you plan on eating per meal, and then break it down within those calories. What's the macro breakdown gonna look like? What's the fats, carbs, and proteins? All right, if you get stuck, if you get to a point where it's like, I don't really know what I'm doing here and I need your help, post a picture of the paper or whatever, however you're gonna do this. Post a picture of it in Team Edge Body. We gotta spark some people's interest here. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna send you everything, as long of a response you need to get you the information you need to complete this idea for you so we can put it to work. All right, and in turn for that, we're gonna inspire other people to do the same and continue to educate other people doing that like a hero would, all right? Appreciate y'all. I got a list of everybody who's in here, so I want to see that homework by tomorrow for me, all right? Deal. All right, guys. I'll see y'all soon. Give me some knuckles. Oh. Appreciate you.
There you go. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, y'all.
I think I get it now.
Awesome. Awesome. I'll see y'all soon.